Hey, good morning and happy Tuesday. The title of this napkin presentation is How the Internet Has Hijacked Trust and Respect. Now, if you've been in this industry for a while, you've been taught the lesson of trust and respect. It's pretty simple. Just to go over it, trust and respect works like this. This is you, and you have your friend or somebody that you've done business with, somebody who trusts you. Let's say Mark. And you've just got in the industry, you've just got in the business, you're brand new. Even if you've been in network marketing before, but you're brand new to this particular company, you're going to contact Mark and you say, I've just got involved. So he knows that you're new, and you attempt to do a presentation on your own over the phone, get him to go to a webinar, you get him to go to a presentation of a meeting of some kind. And the problem is that even if you go and see Mark to do a presentation on your own, you lack one thing. You lack respect. Now, Mark knows you, so he trusts you. That's good. You have trust. Okay, that's a nice big yes. But the problem is, he doesn't respect you in and of that new business. The challenge there is, Mark says to you, come on, you just got in this thing last night. You've just been in this thing 2 weeks. Mary, how do I know you're even going to make any money at this? Did you make money the last time? Come on, let's go down to the pub. Let's go and get a drink. Mark thinks of you as his friend. He trusts you. He'll lend you money. He knows you'll pay him back, but he doesn't respect you necessarily for this business. And that's why you always want to bring in your upline. And in the old days, this was easy because we were doing business locally, and you could just bring your upline. You'd say to Mark, hey, I want to bring my upline, Mary. And Mary's going to come, and we're going to talk about the business, and you'll find that Mark instinctively will respect Mary because he doesn't know her. It's the same thing as that expert from afar, someone that you don't know, we tend to respect. It's the same as the family doctor refers you to an expert. You know your family doctor, and you say, well, I want to talk to somebody else. I want a second opinion. I want an expert. Mary is the expert. You don't necessarily trust that new doctor because you haven't known them for a while, but you respect them because they referred to you by somebody you did trust. And that's the essential story of trust and respect. And the internet has hijacked that because today we don't build our businesses close by necessarily very often at all. What we do is we build our businesses over long distance. And not only that, most of us live in very big cities. So even if you were trying to build a business in one large city where there's 2, 3, 4, 5 million people, your upline can be very busy, so it's very difficult for you to build a business with somebody tagging along all the time. And this is a big challenge. And it came to light over the weekend because I was coaching a person who actually was in my team many, many years ago. Then he left network marketing and he went back into the corporate world, did very well, then took an early retirement. Somebody had recruited him. He told me this story. It was through a, how did he do it? It was somebody had answered an ad online, wasn't interested, and then asked him if he might be interested. That's how it came about. So he went into somebody's lead funnel, found forwarded to my ex-buddy or former downline, and he got involved in the industry. So which is an interesting story, just how it worked out. But he looked me up because he needed some more coaching. He found that the people that he was working with there didn't know a lot of things, but he was eager. And so anyway, long story short, he is now a coaching client. And we were talking about how the business has changed since the internet came along. And I told him, I said, yeah, that's the challenge today, trust and respect, because you're building your business long distance, and it's a credibility factor. And then the reason you have to think about it like this, and I'm going to give you the answer to this problem, but here you go. Those are your prospects, and every business that you do, doesn't matter who you guys are, what your company you're with, you put people through a funnel, or what I just want to call a sales process. And this is a sideways funnel. It's narrowing it down like this, and essentially what's happening is you're putting people through a process of what we call exposures, a process of exposures until they finally make a decision, which is either yes, which we hope, or no, which we accept because we're professionals. We know people will say no, this business isn't for everybody, Our job as networkers and professionals is to do a good enough job that people can see these exposures professionally to make a good business decision, whether it's yes or no. Now, of course, if they say maybe, you keep putting them through the loop until, of course, they can make a decision. And this is just a little bit extra here. If somebody says no, don't forget to say to them, look, this might not be for you right now. How about we keep in touch on the email, and I'll drop you a line now and then. And then what you do is you put them on your drip list and you drip on them. Now, that's not the subject, but what I want to talk to you about here, and by the way, the drip list is just a series of emails that slowly goes through the exposures until they happen to be ready. But really what I want to talk to you about is this trust and respect thing, how you can get it back in the internet age. Each one of these is a series of exposures. Each one of these is an exposure in and of itself. That could be a webinar, that could be a three-way call, that could be a Skype call, that could be a one-on-one. It could be a meeting over a coffee if you live in the same place. It could be a private business reception, inviting somebody to a home presentation. It could be a webinar. It could be a large event if you happen to have one going on at that time. But what you can't be doing here are very difficult, is to bring the trust and respect back, because A, they don't know you, so there's not going to be trust, and B, you're just somebody they met online, so they're not going to have much respect for you. So how do you answer that? And it goes back, my friends, to branding. Brand yourself. The internet makes this easy. 20 years ago, you couldn't do this. It would be impossible for you to have envisioned a computer system that you could say to somebody, look into this gigantic computer system that's all over the world, type my name in and the search criteria as for my expertise, and boom, we'll have the most sophisticated search engines online, which of course they wouldn't even know what that meant 20 years ago, present you with the fact that I am an expert. And how do you do this? Well, I explain it very simply how to do it in the branding book, my so-called branding Bible. I love that somebody else called it that, and I've been using that term ever since. But literally what you're doing is you can say to somebody in an email to them, hey, just want to see who I am, Google this, Bob Edwards, nutritional expert, or Randy Smith, anti-aging professional, whatever your keywords happen to be. And when you do that, Google will go in there, present you as an expert. And you've now created a little bit of more trust and a lot of respect. And that's amazing, because you've got respect now and credibility. These are really important. Credibility, authority, these are key things. And when they start seeing somebody like Google showing up and saying, hey, this guy is respected, then all of a sudden the trust gets bigger. And they see, oh, there's another link to him, and another link to her, and another link to him, and another link to her, whether you're her or you're him. And all of a sudden, all those links on Google start showing you up as a professional, as someone with credibility, as somebody that they should respect. And that in turn creates trust, because Google is in effect saying, we trust this person. Now that's just very simple method through the branding. And if you don't quite understand what I'm saying, get the branding book. If you've got the branding book, read it. If you still don't quite follow what you should be doing, get involved right away. Go to www.davidwilliamsnetworkmarketing.com. And you can just watch a little video I have about branding, and you're going to learn so much right there. So that's my training on trust and respect and how it got hijacked in the internet. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you next week.